take your seats. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and we welcome you once again to the 16th staging of the Graphic Expo and the second staging of the Photo Video Expo. It's heartwarming to see friends, familiar faces around here in the hall this afternoon, meaning to say we are all partners in this business. About a big round of applause for ourselves. Thank you. My name is Egay Navalta. I am your host for this afternoon's program. Let's get down to business. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we are changing the opening ceremonies of our show. Instead of speeches from our special guests, we will be having engaging conversations with them, so we can all be updated with business news and the latest trends in the industry. So to all of you, just stay tuned and relax. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the lady whose vision, whose hard work has brought us all together this afternoon on the 16th edition of the Graphic Expo. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of Fiera de Manila, to give us her thoughts, her opening remarks, Ms. Norlin Obiang.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. President. I always call him Mr. President because he has been the president of the ASAP, the Association, the Advertising Suppliers Association of the Philippines. I've been used to tell him that he is always our president in ASAP. So thank you so much. And allow me to thank you very much for your presence, your gracious presence, and coming here to the opening of the 16th Graphic Expo and the second staging of our Photo Video Expo, which we want to continue over the years. Allow me to say my respect to our special guests that I have invited, because I have personal affiliation with them, and I feel and I am very honored to invite them here in this year's Graphic Expo. First, I have my dear friend, Ms. Linda Gamboa. She's the Executive Director of the Advertising Foundation of the Philippines. We will have project together as an our advocacy for values formation in advertising industry. Then, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Alan Chung, who is the President and CEO of Canon Marketing Philippines. Since year one of Graphic Expo, Canon has always been there behind us. Thank you ever so much. My two colleagues in the advertising board in the Philippines, again, a personal affiliation and friendship. I'd like to say my thanks to Mr. Ed Acosta, the President of the Outdoor Advertising Association of the Philippines. They've always been supporting Graphic Expo, and they always give us billboards along EDSA and some other parts of Metro Manila just to promote this event. And then my other personal friend, who is our chairman at the Advertising Suppliers Association of the Philippines. I'm so proud to have him, Alan Veles. Let's give him a round of applause. And of course, I'd like to say my thanks to number one, the Zone 5 Camera Club of the Philippines. They have always been there to support Graphic Expo, and later on, their president, Alan Florendo. Can we give him a round of applause? He will tell us about their exhibit at the other side. Then I have to say my thanks to the Society SPPP, the Society Portrait Photographers of the Philippines, who's been doing our body painting for the next 3 days. Can we have Orly and Gary Lim just for acknowledgement? Where's Orly? He has been here earlier. Okay, thank you so much. And then we have the SLR Photography Club. Where are you? Are you here? Yeah, please stand up. Thank you so much. And they have their exhibit at the front side of hall number 2. So please go and visit them in the next 3 days. Then I'd like to say thank you to the frame shots photographers. Where are you? Thank you so much. They are here in this side. Wow, thank you so much. And where is Buddy? Buddy for the Ideal Club of the Philippines, International Designers Network of the Philippines. Thank you so much, Oro, here. So, as you see, this is a gathering of creative professionals in the Philippines, and we are the service suppliers for the advertising projects of all of this happening in the Philippines. And I myself is a member of ASA, the Advertising Suppliers of the Philippines. My twin brother, I don't know if he's here, the president of the Philippine Center for Creative Imaging, Mr. Jun Miranda, are you here? Or maybe he's still lecturing upstairs, because as you may all know, the format of Graphic Expo is two-pronged. We have the exhibition here at the trade show floors, halls 2 and 3, and that is going to be a display of state-of-the-art technology in imaging, in printing, in outdoor advertising, in multimedia, in the web, etc. So we have something like 120 exhibitors with 3,900 square meters. So this is a good thing, because last year we only have something like 1,900 square meters. We have doubled it up this year, but despite that, we are still close and very intimate. So we want to maximize our space. I have been very much influenced by the Lean Six Sigma mindset and methodology in doing projects, and therefore this is my way of implementing my thesis in all of this. So please bear with us if there's we are quite intimate, but the most important thing is we showcase what is in here. The second format of the Graphic Expo is we are occupying the 8 rooms upstairs in this SMX Convention Center, and we have our seminar series, and that's going to be simultaneously run in 8 rooms and for 3 days. So something like 32 sessions with all the experts that we have gathered, the Adobe certified experts in the Philippines, the famous photographers, commercial photographers sharing with us their tricks and techniques, and I'm sure some of you are already there this morning. So we will be staging that until Saturday afternoon. So we will have exciting things coming up, and I hope you stay put and you still gather and bring your friends here until Saturday. But before that, let me acknowledge a personal invite coming from a very, very good supporter for the last 16 years of Graphic Expo. And that is, I call him my Mr. Snow White, Mr. Danny Ocampo of Business World. He's the marketing director of Business World. And to my great friends whom I personally invited to be interviewed here, to give us their thoughts, their data, and to share with us what's happening in the industry. Stay tuned, because they are here, they're already here, and they're going to tell us their thoughts about what's happening in our industry. So to all of you, maraming salamat, and I hope we will have fruitful 3 days of Graphic Expo and 16th, a second photo video. Maraming salamat po.
At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call on 2 special guests and friends. One from the digital printing and from the outdoor advertising sector. Let's welcome on stage the president of Pixel 800 Incorporated, Mr. Pocholo Ignacio. On stage, please. And of course, from the OAAP, we have no less than the president of OAAP, my Tokayo Ed Acosta. And we always say every time we get together, 2 Eds are better than 1. Take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. As we have said, we will change the format of the program. Hindi na yung speeches, kasi kung minsan ayaw mag-speech ni Mr. Acosta, so kwentuhan na lang. Okay. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, ang dami kong dala-dalang mga tanong dito, but these are pulled from you in the crowd, from the guests that we have here. And, okay, your microphones, gentlemen. Okay. Let's start off probably with the digital printing. And we'll go ask the first question to Pocholo. And it says, how is digital printing doing in the Philippines? How robust is the business now, Pocholo?
Well, in terms of stability, the industry is quite stable. It's definitely here to stay. And in fact, digital printing is becoming more, well, I use the term popular loosely, no? It's just that companies are getting more particular about their marketing requirements. No, their targeted market is more, well, let's say identified. So, of course, we do not, digital printers do not compete with offset. We complement them. There is a difference. We do the lower volume runs, and that's where we really shine, so to speak.
That's good to hear. Para walang kainan ng market, ikang complementing each other. I will ask the same question of the OAAP, from the OAAP. How is the business in the outdoor sector? How robust is the business now? Ryan?
Digital technologies has pushed the out-of-home industry into new heights, width and places. Digital printing paved the way for more opportunities to advertisers. It allowed them to produce large format materials, large printing that can be used to other structures that are available right now.
Digital printing, Pocholo, is a relatively new format in the Philippines, isn't it? What are the challenges that you faced in the beginning and until now in growing and expanding the business of digital printing?
I would have to say the primary challenge really is getting the proper information out in the market, letting people know the difference between digital and offset. Because in our experience dealing with different clients, we are always being compared to offset printers. Let's talk about the simple product, or maybe a flyer. Okay. Digital presses are, let's say, a little more expensive on a per unit cost. On one piece of flyer, maybe ours would be in the range of anywhere from 10 to 15 pesos, maybe even 30 pesos, it really depends. If you're going to compare that directly with an offset printer, they can go as low as 1 peso. But that depends on volume. So that is the primary difference. So first of all is information, proper information. Second is we have actually had people give me a reaction as if they've never heard of a digital press. So I think these are just a few of the challenges. But
I think as people create demands for their businesses on the lower volumes, as you say, your business in digital will continue to rise. Mahal nga siya, pero mabilis. I experienced that personally. Let's now go to Ed. The same question goes to you. What are the challenges that you face, especially this point of the game, in trying to expand and grow the business in outdoor advertising?
Well, let us go first to the how strong the industry right now. The association has initiated moves to revisualize and further professionalize the OOH industry. As a matter of fact, they have provided more advanced technology So now the industry, OH industry, is in new heights. As a matter of fact, the billboard industry, if you're going to ask me right now, before, when an advertiser asks for a national campaign, they use crime media. Outdoor advertising or OH advertising is just called a non-traditional media. Now it's a different story. Now it's going to be called, there is supposed to be called a port media. And when an advertiser asks for a national campaign, they already include the outdoor or out-of-home advertising. So it just proved that the OOH or out-of-home advertising is now very strong, and it's going to be strong forever.
That's nice to know. Earlier in the year, there is a prediction, if you may, saying that OOH will be the second biggest media in the next couple of years. How do you feel about that?
I will not comment on that. We're already having problems.
Because Daniel Campo is here? No.
But most areas in Metro Manila have already been bombarded by large structures and materials. And you see, one of the materials or medium that's going to come out is what we call LED, because LED will help us ease the what do you call that? It will ease up the availability of our requirements for the outdoor media.
There seems to be a growing demand for the use of buildings as advertising platforms. How will that affect the OAAP billboard sites?
Well, the LED is going to be one of the technology that is going to be used, right? The out of home. But outdoor billboard advertising is still going to be there. It will stay. The LED is going to be probably in wall of the buildings, or it's going to show you live endorsement of the commercials. But definitely, the outdoor is going to be there, and it's going to stay 24/7.
How do you see the business of outdoor advertising in the next couple of years, given the challenges that we face?
With all the challenges that we have, I think within the for the past 10 years, outdoor advertising is getting stronger, and the problems that we are encountering, definitely we are trying to discuss this with the authorities, the government, so that we can come up with a legitimate rules that we have to follow. The outdoor advertising, we suppose, as far as we are concerned, must start first with reforms, self-regulation, and definitely to level the playing field.
Level the playing field. Pacholo, how do you see the business of digital printing in the next 2 years?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, no, digital presses are here to stay. It's definitely getting stronger. Perhaps best proof of this would be the studies that multinational corps have already done. The fact that they have spent millions of dollars in developing a digital presence.